Oof. I'm calling this my Journeo because that's the best name I can come up with for it. It's just going to be me with shots of my trip, reiterating journal stories. I'm doing this mostly for me, so I have something to look back at. I really like my journaling when I do look back at it, which is rarely. I haven't really delved into this because it is all very personal stuff. This one especially is a little heavy. If that's what you're into and you want to watch, you're welcome to do so. If not, I more than understand. And go. 2023 was gonna be it. And it still might be. I still hope every day that it is. And I'm gonna chase after it. And it is becoming a little more clear. But fuck, I got a rough start. The first few weeks were fine. The last few weeks with my parents and another transition to the road. And leaving Reno was brutal. I got to spend a little bit of time in Yosemite with my buddy JD, who I love dearly. And that was the last gasp of normalcy. Immediately after leaving Yosemite, I headed south through the Mojave Desert and to Lake Mead. I was going to stay at Lake Mead for one night. The highs were in the mid-50s. The lows were in the mid-30s. It was relatively nice. My grandfather died, I think, the night that I got to Lake Mead. My last surviving grandparent. I had been fortunate enough to visit him late last year on my walkabout around the U.S., and I am going to be forever grateful for that. My dad didn't get the same opportunity. I did try to get my dad a plane ticket to visit, and we got him one for March. But unfortunately, my grandfather just couldn't hold on. And I'm not unfamiliar with loss, but it is shocking how much it impacts my mood even now. And I don't know that there's any more to say about it than that. My heart goes out to the whole family and everybody. I know that even while it was expected, it's not comfortable. That event rolled me into a state of feeling so very alone in the world. I dashed off to Utah because that's my ultimate goal, to be in southern Utah for the spring. And I found highs in the mid-30s and lows in the teens. And it was just so uncomfortable. I can deal with the cold weather. I love the snow. But when you're living in it all the time and the only comfort you have is the driver's seat of your truck, that's another level of rough. And it just wasn't it. So I came back to Lake Mead and I did some wallowing, I guess. Hiking every day with Lucy, wandering around, taking a dip in the lake every day, which it's not a polar plunge, but it's not a spring swim either. Just trying to keep my head up. And that was going okay. I knew I'd get through it, and I knew it was just going to be hard. I think COVID loneliness had prepared me for the loneliness of the road better than I could have imagined. And having spent so much quality time with my family back in Reno over the holidays, it really hit me this trip. Definitely experienced some sadness. I knew it was temporary. I knew that things would look up. And in that, I did get some new video content up that I'm very proud of. If you haven't seen the 2 newest videos, I highly recommend the first one. And then the next few, I think, are just going to get better. I'm just really enjoying that format. I'm really enjoying a lot of the things I've discovered while editing and shooting that format. I just pushing forward. Luckily, one of my good friends, Dan, who I was fortunate to marry him and his wife Erica in October of last year, told me that his sister and her boyfriend were here in Lake Mead, and he said you should go find them. And I said that would be awesome. I'd love to go visit with your family, but I'm gonna need you to narrow down the spot for me, because Lake Mead's shoreline is immense and largely hidden from anywhere that you can see on the road. So even with a giant yellow truck, it was going to be very difficult to find them. Luckily, he had a pen, and so I set out on a journey. That video was 3 videos ago, and I met up with his family, and it was better than I imagined. I was going to swing by, we were going to visit for an hour, and we were going to go our separate ways. Instead of that happening, though, I had a wonderful week and reprieve from that crushing loneliness. I got to spend time with people, good people. We shared meals, we shared sunsets, we shared conversation, and it was as perfect as a situation can be. I also ran into another friend from Reno who's studying down here in Las Vegas, and so we've gotten together a couple of times, and so the crushing loneliness seems to have abated, which I am thankful for. It's also getting easier to be back on the road and doing this, and I'm excited to continue, and I'm excited to push forward. I just want everything that started this year to remain at the start of this year and not set the tone for the year to come. And I'm confident that that'll be the case, because I think it is going to be a fantastic year. I've got a couple of things to really look forward to, and I've got a channel to make my own and eventually get on Hot Ones. That's still the goal, baby. Stay tuned. Leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.